But guess what? Finally showed up. I know. It's an upside down kind of day. UPS man literally just drove off. I heard him a coming. I heard the noise. Any of you guys ever lived out in the country? You can hear a vehicle coming, and you can tell who it is by the sound of that exhaust. And on a little side note, just remind me of this while we're unboxing this. I had the realization today that every vehicle in my neighborhood, and this is stuff from Tacklewarehouse, by the way. I know I'm sidetracking here already, but every vehicle in my neighborhood doesn't really sound good anymore. You guys remember what a good old set of dual exhausts used to sound like? Glass Packs or Thrush or, oh shoot. There was another brand for the longest time that sounded real awesome. I had a little knockoff version of it. I literally had, I'll tell you the story later, but here, let's get to this on boxing. In my neighborhood, it drove by today. The coolest sounding exhaust system belongs on a school bus. School bus dropped the kids off. I was out doing some cast testing in the front, and it drove off, and I'm like, man, that sounds good. Look, I was like, that's the bus. You guys missed that sound. Anyway, look what we got here. We got some goodies, and I got a mess underneath of you. I might get to that. I might not. If I've been waiting for Brew Tank to get on board, and I never did hear how good he did. He was going fishing last week. I never did hear. So if you missed the first part of the Fireball night, we unboxed some awesome little jigs. Just a little recap before we get into these from AliExpress, $2 a piece. These little football. I got it upside down. These little football, kind of a cross between a hair and a regular finesse jig. And I went ahead and cut some of the weed guards on a couple of them already right about the right height. Those are just some awesome little baits. Very, said they were 7 grams. I didn't really weigh them, but sharp, very stout hook. So this is a little finesse, but you're going to need a little bit of a hook set. That's not a real small hook. But anyway, definitely impressed with those for just $2. I've already got some more in my cart. I haven't ordered yet. But this is a whole order from Tacklewarehouse of what should be the jigs we were looking for. Not this guy, I don't think. I ordered some other ones too. So let me see here. Let's look. Ooh, look what we got in here. I know. Take a gander. Here are some of the jigs we should have. Let's just start one at a time. Let's go through these. One of these jigs and one of these, I got stuff everywhere, is the bait that we had been looking for 2 years. I'm pretty sure. I have only seen it in pictures. I haven't seen it in person. I'll be able to tell you in person. Matt proceeded to lose that jig. This isn't it, but this is a 3/8 ounce Phoenix. Now, I think you can get these custom, and they actually do come with the stuff tied on. But we're going to pull each one out one by one, and hopefully the lighting's all right. And we're just going to see if we've found the right one. Now, I don't think it's this one. I think it's the Buckeyes. But let's see what we got here. This should be an awesome jig. I know, all these are going to be the same color because I'm addicted to peanut butter and jelly. I can't help it. I can't help myself. I can't get those off there. See how that weed guard's way too big? Now this is actually even a smaller hook. See how that, and I'm flexing that? I'm telling you, these little crazy suckers from AliExpress are, that is a stouter, thicker hook than this Phoenix jig. So those may be awesome to throw, because I've got the stuff capable of it to throw that light of bait, but then have a big hook set. So see this? I can tell you right now by the head how skinny it is. This isn't too far from like, might be decent to get through like grass and stuff. But anyway, there's no live rubber in this one. But that should be a good working, functioning jig. I'll need to cut that down for sure. I'm going to set this off to the side. Let's set it right there, just right there where you guys can see it. Let's get these out of the way because I got a couple of these. And let's get these out of the way before we go to more jigs. Everything else is jigs. So I already have one of these that I picked up while I was up at Rogers, but then I just needed some more. So I got another one of those. That's the same color. And then they also have this guy. That's actually, I don't know if the glare is showing. That's actually a different color. This is Smoke Sunset. And it's just a, I'm trying to compare the flake. The flakes themselves are actually smaller too, but then this is a darker bodied craw. But pretty much like if they're hitting one, they should hit the other. But I just got some of those because I'm giving these another shot. I've already spent, I bought two of them, spent $20, lost both of them. What, like it's been almost 2 years now. Swarm off. Like I'm not spending $10 on a thing that actually doesn't go through as well as a jig. So I'm gonna do a little research and see if I can figure out how to make these, actually not get caught up like as bad as they do. So anyway, not gonna unpackage any more of those. You guys know what a sleeper craw is. Let's get on to it. I'm gonna try to bypass the Buckeyes and save them for last. So let's look at this Beast Coast jig right here. Now I got this one because it is like this is definitely not the jig. I could tell by looking at it that we were tearing them up on. Well, I wasn't. They used crazy. This is thick plastic stuff, like almost like a. That's ain't nobody just ripping that out of the package real quick. Let's get this jig out. So this I think is going to be a good one too. 3/8 ounce tungsten Lil Magnum Stealth PB&J. Beast Coast. 97% tungsten. I wouldn't want it any other way. So this is a little jig that, look at all that all stuck together. It's strictly, no, it ain't strictly. It's live rubber in both colors, purple and brown, and then some other, I don't think there's any other, so whatever this, kind of like a red sparkle, because the thing about live rubber, you can just get colors, but then you can't get like the flash stuff that you can get in the regular silicone skirting stuff. So it's, in my opinion anyway, it's always best to have like both on one thing. So let's look at the hook real quick. That's definitely a stouter hook than what that Phoenix. That weed guard's kind of flimsy. I kind of just, I mean, yeah, it's probably going to get the job done, but it's a little bit on the flimsy side. I can tell you right now, I have way too, I'll never buy another peanut butter and jelly jig as long as well, I can't say that. I'm not going to make any promises. Let's see what we got left. We got the Buckeyes. We've got it. That's a Buckeye. That's it, I think. And then we got another Beast Coast. Let's get the Beast Coast out of the way. Then we got a mop jig right here too. Buckeye. So let's get this one out of the way. Beast Coast Fishing Collection. This one's called the Tungsten Vanquish Flipping Jig, 1/2 ounce Stealth PB&J. So if I really do like any one of these, then I will probably go ahead and get a, black and blue and maybe another color or so. But I just figured, I know I love PB&J. Almost any jig, peanut butter and jelly, almost anything, peanut butter and jelly. You just go pouring, like you can go chum up a bass area with peanut butter and jelly and you catch them like like you on chum area with like catfish and stuff, use peanut butter and jelly, I'm telling you. So this one, here's a style I like, that archy style. I actually like this jig. It'll probably won't catch nothing. Same color as that one, the 3/8, just a little different style, but I figured I'd give it a try too. It does have the living rubber and the other. It's just not, I think I'm way out of focus. I think it's needs a little lighter color. So I may add some other strands. I'm gonna do a little. I'm trying to. If you guys can't tell by now, I'm trying to work on my jig game. This coming up, getting back into it. So let's look at these two compared together. So if you were like my honest opinion, I like this style better than that new age, new wave. Looks like a submarine, like a I don't know. Looks like a missile front head or something. That's the style I kind of like. Even over this, these are, but the one we wanted is going to be that style. So anyway, we got the Phoenix, the two Beast Coast. Now let's look at this. Is that it? That's it right there. That is it. And these all may be it, and just different things. Are those? That's just the old school thing. I think these are all the same baits, basically. Okay, so here, I just got these because since I was buying Buckeye stuff, I bought a few different ones of these, and I think maybe these were on sale or something. I don't even know why I bought these Tetris 2-packs, but do we want to open them up? I've got way too many of these finesse jigs already. Yeah, let's open them up, guys. Let's do it. I know you guys got nothing but time tonight. And all the 2 of you that are watching, 3 of you. Oh, somebody just jumped in. Comment and let's talk. I'm kind of acting like I'm drunk, but I'm not really. That was just 1, maybe 2 shots of Fireball in there, and I only drank about half in the last 2-3 hours. I think I'm more cold and frozen than anything. So, now see these. Oh boy. Ooh, look at that little bitty hook. This thing screams a little finesse, little bitty. Like that's a for sure like BFS all day long. Put a little bitty something like a little TRD type. Not a TRD, but like yeah, kind of like TRD, the bugs or something on those. Those little babies right there. Just a little bit of orange, mainly, I don't know if the colors are coming out right. There's a little bit of orange subtle in there. Those 2, we either get lost or catch fish for sure. And these should be the same thing, just in different colors. Oh, I guess I should have been looking at what kind of keeper they got on them too, since the cheap AliExpress stuff, you have to make your own keepers if you want stuff to stay on right. So these are same thing. Got that little thin. Wait a minute, that does look like a different. Is that the same kind of weed guard? Yeah, just a very thin weed guard, but they do have a good little keeper. See that? Whoa, man, I'm out of focus again. Here, I think it's because. Hang on. They've got a good bait keeper right there. Actual chunk of wire sticking out. So yeah, little bitty dudes. I guess I should have been reading it, telling you what size I got. I think all these are 1/8 ounce. I think that's the smallest they had. I don't think they make a 16th. Yeah. Perfect crawl. Mushroom. Green pumpkin mushroom. I believe these are the green pumpkin, and this is perfect crawl. This is definitely that's got my name written all over it. I just got these. I guess just to have so I can have a few different colors. And then the last one, then we're going to get to the stars of the show, and then I'm going to get out of here. I might talk a little bit about reels. Oh yeah, did I mention that I still haven't, my food hasn't made it yet. My Uber Eats got sidetracked at her sister's house, so still waiting on Din Din. But yeah, those little bitty hooks. Like, look at this jig now. So now this is an 1/8. This is 7 grams. You guys know how much 7 grams is? Way heavier than that. I still think that's way more than 7 grams. I may break out the scale. But like, it's definitely not way bigger of a profile, but that's definitely a little bit bigger. But that hook size is like night and day. You guys see the difference in what this will take a lot less of a, powered rod, a lot less of a hook set to probably planter home, more of a BFS thing. These are good colors. Peanut butter, of course, peanut butter and jelly. Had to get peanut butter and jelly. Now, I can't remember. Let me see if it tells me on here. I can't remember how much those were. Let me look. Remember, they came in a 2-pack, and the mushrooms, they were. That's not right. Okay, mini mop jig. East Coast Buckeye mushroom jig. Yeah, I caught them on sale. So $2.97, $3, $1.50 each. Is that right? I guess that's what it was. So yeah, on sale. So that's what. Duh. That's why I got them. These were only $1.50 each, and good little BFS type, or just finessey jigs. That's why I got them. The other Beast Coast little Magnum stuff, that was like $6.99. The Phoenix jig was $4, $4.19. The the Beast Coast was like $6.99 and 5 something. I just wanted to try the Beast Coast. I've heard stuff about the Beast Coast and just like the dirty jig, so I kind of been like, well, I'll get some and try them. So on to the star of the show. It's only 2 jigs, and I don't know why it's in different kind of package. Let me make sure there's nothing else. No, that's all that's in there. I think I got half ounce coming. I think, yeah, this is a 5/8, and then this should be a 3/8 because they were out of the half ounce. So I don't remember Matt saying his had rattles, but that's the jig, guys. This is the jig that I've been looking for. Well, I took a year off of the search. I got so worn out in the first year looking that I had to take a year off and recoup. But I found it. I'm like, I'm not going to fish again until I find that jig. It's a good thing I found it, huh? So this must be the old packaging. You guys know that guy. I know you know that guy. I can't think of his name top of my head. I think this jig's been around a while. There's his name, but I can't read it. You guys know. Somebody comment. Let's just take one out. This is a big one. It'll be able to show us. Now, Matt's was definitely not this. This was not a 5/8, the one Matt had. I think it was 3/8. He said it was a half ounce, but I kept thinking it was 3/8. I may have even weighed it, but so that feels good. It's a little bit on the light side for as big as that. I'm going to lose this right off the bat. I can feel it. Rattling, I don't know. I'll probably leave one with rattles. You can always just pop the rattles off or whatever, but these are like, that's the dude. So I'm going to show you the one I've kind of tried to copy it with the Gator. Look at all the different colors, okay? So we got live rubber. It's just, that is an awesome presentation of everything that swims. I mean, literally what trailer you put on. It could be, crawdad, bluegill, just different stuff. It's got that head. It's kind of a flatter, so it's going to, and just set, but it's, I don't know. That's a good made jig. Wherever you are, Matt, I found it. That's it. 100%. Awesome jig. The gauge of the wire is still not as big as, let me get one of these. Let's get a different colored one. Those suckers from AliExpress. Look at that. I would say this AliExpress bait is still a little thicker. It feels like in what I can flex. My God, I didn't realize how stout when I knew it was real stout for no bigger than that jig was, but that is a little monster. It's going to take my tequila back rack, set the hook on that other one. This Super Destroyer all day right here. Right here, Super Destroyer. All day, tequila back rack too, but definitely happy I found which one it is. I can order 1,000 of them and never run out of that. Probably get look at the other colors. I just, for no more than they were, and they call that a mini. It says right on the thing, mini on top of the mop jig. The mop jig must be huge. This, in my opinion, is a good sized jig. I mean, I know it doesn't have crazy, but that is so much all in one little thing that, yeah, a lot going on there, right? Maybe I just need to. I don't know if I've ever actually bought and fished a mop jig. I That's the only reason I never tracked it down. Is it took me so long is because oh my God, what do I got here? This Now here's what I've kind of know as a mop jig. Now see, Matt must have cut his down before it got to me, and I can't remember if he told me or not. Because yeah, see this, like crazy long. I'm not a fan of that. So I know the one by the time I got it. Like, look at the difference. This big-headed sucker is already like, look how much shorter that is. Like, that's probably an inch. I don't know how many millimeters. Let's see. Yeah, like at least 25 millimeters shorter on the big dude. And then they've got the stuff placed a little, I don't know, I honestly don't know which way should be right. Like this one, they set out to place it on the bottom, and this one you can tell they kind of set out to place it on the top. So this one's like, and I would almost guess that this one is an older version, basically, and then they're tying them now. It does look like they've changed the wire. Was just a kind of a dull green, and now it's got this shininess to it. They the heads look the same. They put the rattles underneath on this bigger, heavier one, and they got the rattles on top on this guy. The hook size looks to be about the same. And you know what? After seeing these right here, yeah, Matt's probably right. The one he has is I got two of the half ounce coming from. That's our discount tackle. So discount tackle had the, and I'm gonna definitely cut that. Like, I don't know. You guys comment. Any of you guys fish these actual mop jigs? Because that's a mop jig. What I've known, this is a mini. But like they've got just crazy amounts of skirting coming off. Not so much in how many strands or whatever, but just how long and whatever. So this one needs cut down. But the one Matt had definitely had the head didn't look quite like that. That's a 3/8. I'm glad I only bought one. I bought two of the half because I'll probably fish. I'm kind of fishing like, I think, well, I don't know, half ounce, 3/8. But then once I go smaller, in my mind, I've got like more finessey. But you can still get them that big too. But yeah, look at that difference. Just how, let me try to, yeah, this is just, and I don't know about you guys, but I like this one, how it's up and inside. I don't know. This one just looks better. Like just looking at them, when I'm looking at it like that, that looks like that's perfect. That is going to catch fish. Like in my mind, my confidence level. I'll be honest. I'm probably gonna stick a Rage Menace, just that one right there. That you guys know the color, right? Green pumpkin, purple and gold flake. Probably gonna stick one of that, the actual Rage Menace for sure on this one. I might stick a Baby Rage on this one, but look at the difference. Like this just looks crazy good. This looks like it's lacking. I mean, it's gonna hit the ground. I guess maybe that'll show through. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna go and try to get that stuff up and on the what I consider like on the inside of it more. Because let me see, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, they're I think they're quality control because what I was thinking was is the one even the one Matt had. If you look, see how this thing's tied? The living rubber is tied on the outside of the silicone strands. So you've got they do come up and they're in there, but it gives it a different look. Look at that look. That looks very nice. If you look at this one, they just kind of threw them on the bottom, and they're just everything's tied underneath. They let it like whoever tied this one. I'm hoping this is just a fluke. I'm hoping the 2.5 ounces I got coming do not look like this. This thing, in just my opinion, it looks like a knockoff type one that somebody tried to. I'm hoping just maybe their dude was drinking Fireball that day. He came to work and didn't didn't do it right. But I think that, in my opinion, is wrong. What I'll try to do is give it the old, at least in my opinion, get it a little more, get all that dark stuff to the bottom. I want it there. I want the profile kind of stuff, but I'll work on it. But yeah, I think that 38 ounce, it just needs some work. It looks a little rough. It looks a little rough. But I'm definitely happy. That is it. 5/8. I mean, 5/8 may be a killer once we get a little deeper water. That just looks good. That I'm gonna say it. That's the best looking jig I've seen in a long time. All right, let's compare. Where's my jig that I made? Now, the closest I could come was this dude right here. So, and then I got the rage car. I got that color. So, I got that Croco Gator, and then if you look, so it's got the light colors, almost identical, but it didn't have any of the living rubber you see there. The actual live rubber, living rubber is what I added to it. So, and it works. This definitely works, but I was like, I just want to find that jig. I had it in my head. I do like the head on this. They're not far off. These are gonna do about the same thing. This is definitely a little lighter hook. This is a little stouter. Them Croco Gators ain't no joke. But so yeah, so I accomplished what I was going for. If you guys can see how much those do resemble each other. But that's it. That's the jig. All right, I'm happy now. I got the ones. I do know how to make them because you can go up to. And so for you guys, any of you wanting to do what I did, because it does help, and it's actually the way they're going to be made anyway. I got these huge. I don't even remember what I paid, but Everhart's had a lot of these materials, so I got those two colors. Which I'm sure it is, but let's double check it. So. That living rubber color, if anything, mine is a touch on the lighter brown, which actually I like that idea. That's a touch on the lighter. And then the purple is actually, they don't even have the purple on this one. I have to double check. I could have swore the one Matt had purple that was living rubber too. I don't think these have it. Nope, I don't think these do. So I have to double check. But that's definitely the jig. I can tell you that. They may have made some changes over time. I don't know. Who knows? That one looks awesome, like it was made for whatever. But the purple's actually, that's a pretty close color. So yeah. Anyway, I'm happy. I plan on, I don't know how much, if I will add any more. I'm going to try to figure out a way to add a little bit lighter color to these. I do like the idea of having a few colors of like brown, like that lighter brown, greenish stuff, and it's easy to get the strands. I mean, you can just go buy them, or a lot of times you got an old bait laying around you don't use anymore. Just pull a few strands, or somewhere you can also add some of the, because they have figured out a way they add some stuff to like live rubber. So like I've got these, and I may add some other stuff. Anyway, I don't know. I got a lot of plans, but I found that thing, and that's awesome. We've got an unboxing. Now, wow, look how colorful it got over there. I've been sitting here jacking with, I got reels torn apart all over. They got the Zillion. It's not really torn apart, just the handles and drags. Oh boy, got gunk off all them jigs, that feather stuff off the. I know, they don't look the same when you take the handle and drag star off of them, but we've got the new Tatula. I still got to get the clicking drag for it. We've got the HLC Steez and then the Zillion, and I'm trying to go between drag stars on which one would work best where, and then we've even got one off of the Steez SV that now has a red drag star on it. The one, I couldn't even believe how horrible the drag star is. The Steez HLC, I had that gold one on it. I was digging into the box and I'm like, where's the drag star that came on it? I'm like, didn't it have a cool looking drag star? No, it didn't. That's an expensive reel. And it came with this funky, it's aluminum. But this drag star just does not look, it's just a cheap black looking, it says ATD. But it does nothing for, and I tried it on all these reels, it does nothing for any reel. That's just a lackluster attempt at, like, look how blocking just is just that is just nothing. I would honestly have rather had, even though it's plastic, which the Steez has, it just looks like there's, you know, I don't know. That's just a cheap Daiwa funky uh, star. The Gomexus one, you cannot get these anymore. The only Gomexus you will find, you can find them like this, but they don't see that extra little cutout. You can't. I can't find them anyway. Can't find them anymore on AliExpress. That is, I got it and I couldn't order anymore. Now you can get them in different colors, and they'll come like this one does, and it'll say Gomexus on them. But see how this whole surface is just smooth. Now you can get different colors. It's a horrible color, but it's just smooth now. They're pretty much everything's made the same, and they've even got extra little cutout to make them. They're a real lightweight, made real good. This one was just, I guess, made it just a touch better, and then they decided they didn't need to add that little whatever in them. So I'm kind of trying to figure out. I'm definitely not putting that ATD piece of crap back on. It's heavy. You can just feel it, the weight of it, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. The this one kind of looks good on some, but I don't know. I can't figure out what, I think I just need to wait. I do have another gold one coming. I think when I had gold to this thing, it just was too much. Hang on, I'll just kind of do a little mock assembly for you guys. You guys can tell me what you think. This I set to do this forever. If I'm bored and I can't go fishing, and I don't have anything going on, I guess. Where is the thing? You can find me at the club. No, I definitely ain't at the club. Which handle? Let's just put this little dude back on. So let me just go. Let me go ahead and assemble it. So really, all I need to do is, once I screw this down, this would be ready to go. So I don't know, and I've actually got a gold one coming. You guys comment what you think. Is that just like, is that going too far? And I do need to take. I keep telling myself, take that off and polish it up. Try to get it to shine a little more. That's the only downside to those. They definitely had a dull gold look to them. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe like you guys ever watched "Don't Be a Menace to South Central" while drinking your juice in the hood or whatever one that was? The Wayne brothers, when they got overgolded, they OG'd, they overgolded. I think that's maybe what I did. That's maybe what I did when I thought about putting that on there. So let's just show you now. Just hang on, bear with me. Let me get this one on. Here's with just the silver one. Let's give it a gander. Let me find stuff here. Come on. Straighten up and fly right. I'm just tightening this nut up until it stops on the O-ring. So what about that? Too much silver, right? So, I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know what to do. The one that was on it, this thing, I mean, it kind of it looked decent. I've never happy with this thing as much as once I put these gold ones on, it was just always like, yeah, it looks good, but it doesn't look great. Oh, did I go too? I OG'd it. My hands are a little bit on the slimy side from messing with these. You always end up getting grease. So I'm kind of up in there on which way to go. I technically could just go back with, let's just see what, keep the gold, go back with the original stuff. Then what I thought about doing, I could use the zero adjuster off of the Tatula that is actually the same color in the Tatula handle to see if that would change anything. Or I'm tempted to just put it all back to stock and wait until I'm inspired to try some other stuff on it because it's not working out too good for me. Where did these come from? Oh. I don't know. And then this reel, actually I thought about going back with this. This is off the other stees. But I thought about going back with this. And I'm going to put this other handle back on it. Because I think, I don't know, I had the gold on it. I'm kind of thinking I just need to put the gold back on it and call it a day, leave it alone. My original idea, because, I want you guys look at that. Yeah, Davey Hyde. That's it. I knew it. I should have known about it once I saw that autograph, but I was like, who? I know that dude, but I don't know him. Yep. Just stumbled on this. Well, welcome to the show. This right here, I was going to do two things. I was going to go nuts and completely dismantle a Steez Limited and this and put that, switch them out. And then I was going to put this with that on one of my limiteds, just like it'd be different looking than any other limited you'll come across because these aren't far from matching. They're close, and that's just a stock thumb bar. I wish all of them had that. I'm pretty sure it's just painted, but that is a good looking finish, and it's a little lighter. This is a little darker, but this on here though, when I put it on here, well, let's put it on. I'll show you guys. Now I know I could go with a whole different handle assembly, but nope. This is my swim bait reel swim bait handle, so it's got to have this one. Let's just go ahead and kind of get it closer to assembled so we can look at it real quick. So I guess that does. I guess that does look good. Now, what I could also do, just to go above and beyond, to go nuts, I could tear it completely apart. Instead of switching that with the other one, I could take the gold and switch with one of these others. I could do the zillion up in all gold. I could basically put that on it. I've got a handle assembly just like this one coming in gold. I could switch I'm pretty sure these I have to double check, but I think these T-wings are interchangeable. It may not be. I'm looking at them. No, I think they're different. I think the angle and where they go may be different, but I know these two are the same. I think that's by itself. It's where the pitch of for this to where basically where this starts and where that starts, I think is different. Now these are yeah, they're still the old style though. That's the new style. Also, see how where you don't have the little cap on the bottom. I know they're dirty. Don't judge me. I need to completely clean probably all of these. Yeah, I actually think I like that. So Gomex's everything on the HLC. So if I left that, let's just set off to the side. Let's not get any peanut butter and jelly on it. I like that one. Here's a problem with trying to get either of these on there. I got to put a shim or a spacer because I'll tell you why. The for whatever reason, the Tatula has this is wider here. Is that right? So the distance is 14.45, whatever. All these others, see how much thinner they are? So all of these, I've checked them all. Every single stinking one of them. So what happens is, any of these you stick on here, you've got to like compensate for that by spacing here, which isn't horrible because I found spacers that'll work and get it close enough. So you can put one of those spacers on. Let's just go ahead and stick the handle on and I'll show you what it looks like. So you stick that on. Let's put the cap on just to take a look. Uh-oh. Get the threads or don't, whatever you do, don't strip the threads. I don't know how long it takes. You can get all the parts. You can order the shafts and all that kind of stuff, but that can take a while and then a little more expensive complete teardown. So, no, that didn't do it. Oh, wait. Oh, I got to screw this all the way in. Let's go all the way. Go all the way in, and I'll show you just to get the look of what. I'm not going to, I just snug that in, tighten it. So actually that looks pretty good too. So you got that little gappage, see it right there? I mean, it's not horrible. That's where they would almost end up anyway if they weren't the ones that, were springy loaded kind of thing. But it does kind of suck. Because without that, there's like a gap here, and that really looks horrible. So at least a little spacer. Not the end of the world. It didn't change on any of the function because this handle still goes on as far as it does. This actually, they kind of, I don't know why they did that. They've got it, the shaft is so far out that it doesn't need to be. It should be, like they could have went, like look how much further you could still go in. They could have brought everything in, which when they designed this, they should have. It's kind of honestly, it's a design flaw if you ask me. Like to fix that, I would have to literally go in and machine that down some and then probably shave off to where the nuts fit on all the way. A little more work than I want to get into definitely tonight because I don't have any kind of equipment for it, but What do you guys think? Does that look good? Don't talk about this. If you don't like the big knobs, just ignore those. But I'm talking about the overall look of the reel. I think it looks better than the stock, but not by much. For as much as it costs to get all those and put them on, I don't think it is enough of a. And it's not a ton. For those of you just joining, these are from AliExpress. You can get like this, what would be a ZPI, liver, whatever, or the high end DRT kind of handles stuff and drag stars and all that. You would be talking like 3 to 5. Be talking way more than what a Tatula costs, but you can get the drag stars for like $10 a piece. I got another gold one coming, 10, 10.50. You can get these handles for. I can't find the whole assemblies already together, but you can get the handle for $26.99. You can get each one of these knobs for roughly around 20 if you can't find them on sale. But sometimes you can find them for. I just bought 3 sets of them, so 6 total for $13.50 each. Since I bought so many, and this came assembled. This was a $54 or $59 for the handle. It's Gomexus. It's 100 millimeter with those, and I sand them down. These are Gomexus. This is actually a High Star. This is a Gomexus is a kind of copy of the liver and the higher end stuff, and then these are kind of a copy of Gomexus, but they're still very good, very nice stuff. The silvers don't match to this one, and I don't know if I bought this one like this or if I deanodized it. Part of me is thinking this was purple and I deanodized it and polished it up, is why it's just that extra little shininess that I wish it was like a gunmetal color. And unfortunately, these you can only get in a few colors: red, gold, purple, and is that it? Not many colors. I wish they made them like a dark, not really black, but like any kind of a smoked color would be nice. And as you can tell, I've got a purple one here. I think I had a bunch of purple ones. I don't know why. I went nuts with purple. Got a purple one there. I know. Don't judge me on this reel. That's the reel right here. This part of it, the internal stuff, not the. I switched it out with the silver or whatever the Fox one was because they were the same reel. I was trying to make something. It didn't work. It was. I'm an artist, and I artist my way right out of it, and it sucked. But all those drag stars like $10 a piece, and so we don't have a lot in it. You can get 30, 40, 50, 60. So that assembly there is like, under 75, 65 to 75, depends on how you get it. So if you did have to pay full, like 20, 40, say 30, there's 70, so 80. But you can usually find a sale going on and get these cheaper, but if not, they are 20 like a piece, 26.99 and 10. So still for that price, it's you can't hardly just go buy a set of knobs for anything nowadays, and you're going to spend close to that on these higher end for like swim baits or just that more power cranking stuff. These are only, you can get these in different sizes. I think the same price, 26.99. These are 90 88, which are they're pretty much 90 millimeter handles. You can get 95 or 100, 120. Like you can get bigger handles. I think they get a little thicker and bigger, not just longer. They get big like this. This is 100 millimeter Gomexus. So much thicker it is. So yeah, if I leave that one like that one like that would leave me. What I got? Oh my God, what's left for this poor dude? He's gonna be all gold. He's gonna OG. Well, put that on him. I don't even have a handle. Oh man, camo. Nope, can't do it. I'm gonna stick it on, but I'm not gonna stick it on for long. Just to see what it looks like. I want you guys to take a gander with me. I don't even think, is that the nut that came off of it? I don't even know. No, that goes to the Tatula. Of course, I get a gold nut, a gold nut retainer. That looks ridiculous. That's not staying. I'm not fishing that. I don't care if you told me I'd go catch a 10-pounder with that reel for sure. I'm not. Yeah, I would. I'd use it if it was a guarantee. I would. I go out with this one. I go out with that one I just showed you. That's weird colored blue. But oh man, oh I got something. Where's it at? Oh, right here. Speaking of DRT, let's just stick this on and see what it looks like. Just, just so we can take a gander at it. And I know I talk like I'm backwoods hillbilly redneck, but that's the old me. I'm not like that anymore. Seriously. There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to build a foundation that we can work with. These don't really fit right, but I just got them to see what I thought of them. Still haven't actually went out and fished them. I'm over it. I don't like them. I don't want them. This is my style. I think it looks better. They just feel better to me. But these do feel good. I need to clean my hands. They're filthy. I got that drag pretty tight. So that, I'm just going by the silver of the hand. I would put probably a set of these corks on it. Not those corks. I just got these new, but I haven't trimmed them up yet. That's just the stock handle anyway. This is what comes on the Zillion. So basically I just switched all gold internal, switched it out. That's probably what I'll do for now, is switch them like that. What do you guys think? I know, it has doing a lot of stuff and didn't even accomplish anything. None of these are going to catch any more fish than the day I bought them. I could have been adding peanut butter and jelly to jigs, and no, I didn't. Yeah, I'm with you. Hear me out though. This, and I don't know exactly where. It reminds me of snakehead, something like the fangs sticking out of a snake. And I don't know where I saw it at. There's a something somewhere that I saw that. But I'm telling you, once you get beyond this little weird thing that I don't know why they didn't, I think they were trying to think that would be a mean look, because all the other contour lines, like I put it to you this way, this is still 100 times better than the new Aldebaran. The Aldebaran just looks like something is unfinished. It looks like, because the Aldebaran doesn't have T-wing. This whole cutout is for a purpose. Like they have to have it cut, and all these Daiwas, which Daiwas back in the day were still kind of big. Daiwas have always had that. Like, look, there's the old like TDZ, the old Zillions. They had that big line guide. They've just notoriously, like, really that doesn't look much difference than all that. Daiwa's always kind of had that big open end, and Shimano's been that little stealthy, like the Antares. They got that like little narrow, but then for whatever reason, their Aldebaran just like looks like parts of it are missing. It's the weirdest looking reel I've ever seen. This, other than that little thing, I'm telling you right now, the lines on this reel, well, if I get it to focus, just the way they've shaped it to get it to palm. Once you put this on a rod and you palm it, it doesn't palm any smaller filling than the Zillion, but you feel more secure to it, if that makes sense. Like, this is also an excellent palming reel. The Zillion, they both palm kind of a little, I don't know, in my opinion, they feel bigger than even the Stees, but they palm better. Like, it's more, you're on the reel, and this palms real good. I like it. But then I'm telling you, this one, I know you got where your thumb can set on this one, and it's totally worn the paint off because the paint is horrible. That's the only downside to a Zillion, period, is that. But this one, I'm telling you, just has, I feel more, I think it's because this is cut out, that the meat of where I palm, it just feels more comfortable to you, and you're basically wrapped onto it. You almost get that feeling like a memory foam or You know, when you're uh, doing those things where you mash your hand into those, whatchamacallit, it's almost like when you take your hand off and put it on, that it's contoured for your hand. It's just one of those things, like you just got to get it and try it. It's a very good, in my opinion, design. They've got the hyperdrive and all that. This is, in my opinion, the best real Tatula, best Tatula that they've ever put out. I'll get it. Yeah, I'm with you. This it takes a little getting used to. I'm trying to think. There's a deal, but like the fangs coming off of a cobra, it doesn't look hideous. All the other lines look very cool. I like how they've tucked them in and stuff. That Dye was never been real big about like adding other holes and stuff. A lot of their reels are all solid, but Daiwas in general, you have to have that because the T-wing, you're like, well, why? When I'm reeling in, like, look how far up that is. It doesn't need to have all that kind of stuff. But like when you're way over here, see how close it gets. But then if you're right way over there and you push that button and this comes up, so up here has to be that low. So at anywhere when you come all the way over and then you hit the button, all that gappage has to be there in order for that T-wing to work at any point where it's working across, you stop to cast, it won't hit. So that's why if you're ever, for those of you that are like, why do they have all those crazy, deal? The Steez is a good one here. It's like they've narrowed it. They've got it like as tight as they can get it, but the minute you push up, it just needs all of that room. And then I think they did a good job just in general, period, of how well they made them. Even on the Tatulas, they don't look what I would call hideous by having to have that room. Like this reel right here, it's just kind of a copy of the Steez. If you look at it, it doesn't have that T-wing, but I mean, there's no denying what reel they were 100% copying the outside. And the funny thing is, then they copied Shimano on the FTB braking system on the, all the Shimano BFS reels. But that is 100% was a copy to what the Steez looks like. So as I get out of here, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get, that don't go there. You go over, look out. He's got peanut butter and jelly on him. This reel right here, the brand new Steez, wow. I wish I had 50 of them. I'd sell 40 and keep 10. But this reel is definitely, I thought when I first, I'm like, I just got to buy one. It's the new Steez. I know, I got it a little dirty. I got to get one. I got to see what I think. And I can't never remember your name, and you always change it on here. You don't go by your name on YouTube. You go by some crazy handle that always changes. But he said yes. He goes, it's everything the Zillion is and a lot more. So it's like worth the money. These are crazy expensive, but Digitaka, $450. You don't want to buy them here locally. 750 or whatever. That's insane. But it is honestly more of a copy of the Zillion. So that, it's like everything that as a new technology comes, like I talked about, I think in the video yesterday, Daiwa puts all their new technology in the cheaper reels, and then it works its way up into the high end, and that's what's happened here. So it kind of does make sense that the newest Steez out is going to look more like the newest Zillion out than the older Steez. So it's not like they're trying to pull the wool under you, kind of like Shimano's done in the past. I still love these reels, but I'll be honest, I think this reel is going to smoke it in overall performance. Because I thought this is a limited shallow spool, and this still sells for more money on Digitaka than the brand new ones. I wish, and hopefully they will, I wish they would put this paint job on every Daiwa reel they make, or a version of it. See how it's got like a metal flake, and then slightly change, a little darker color, but this one doesn't have the flake. It's just kind of a dull, which looks good. It's a good looking reel, especially on like the darker, like it looks good on a lot of rods, but it looks good on the Conquest, looks good on NRX Plus, looks good on the Mega Bass Destroyers. So I like that about it, but so does this reel. This reel looks good and looks Kind of looks a little flashier than most other reels too. And so far, it's holding up good. And with the flake kind of works like a camo. You can get a little scuff somewhere on it, and I'm sure this one, I've got three of them. They probably do somewhere. Now, if I've looked, I could maybe track one down. I don't know, but you just can't see it. Like I don't see any scuffs or marks on those. Once you get these shiny ones, it doesn't take much. You will. I don't have any on this one. I haven't even had it out on the water, but it wouldn't take much to find one. Even this cheap reel, so it's got that little bit of fleck in it. It kind of makes sense to try to in order to camo as they do get a little boat rash or whatever. To and I mean bass boats, we all got metal flake, right? Bass boats, or when we did have bass boats. This is probably the ugliest color of the one I have. It's I call it blue. I call it dark navy blue, and it's not horrible, but I don't really like it. I love this color. I hate the finish on durability. I've already just worn that by palming it. Now I did at some point in time I did a little nick there. See that? But so even if I hadn't done all this, that little nick, once you have just this one solid color, which looks awesome, but it's not real good for a fishing reel. A fishing reel is going to get a nick somewhere here or there, and once you have this kind of finish, now I think all this is just yeah, that's a scuff. But once you have this kind of or not, that's a not a scuff. It's a chunk of something stuck on it, dirt. I need to clean this up. Like that little nick I showed you on that Zillion, I don't think you could find if it had one on this reel. It just looks, and it stays cleaner looking in, person. These definitely get can get the prints on them just like that Lose I've got over there. The Lose is the worst, and the Lose, oh my God, it's cold. So the technology that as they've come up into this Steez, you've got that reel. They came out the limited. The old Steez didn't, but when they came out the limited, you got the boost and the hyperdrive. But then some of the what I call new technology in this one is you'll probably see in some of the high end it was Steez anyway. So this side piece and this top plate is actually a plastic that goes on top. So the let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. And then I'm getting out of here, guys. I gotta go. Oh my God. That is stiffer than it needed to be. Let's see if I can see you. Yeah, see. So if you look right here, see those screws? There's one there and one there. That's holding on the and I think it's just plastic. I don't think it's carbon. It may be Zion, but it's probably just a plastic top piece that then they paint that. And you're like, well, why do they do that? That's ridiculous. Well, I think over the feedback over people talking about how they don't like, because a lot of people that are nuts like me go fishing when it's still cold. And everybody's commenting about how you can feel metal. One of the ways to tell metal from aluminum is like to feel it. Metal always feels colder. And in the cold, it feels crazy cold. But sometimes your paint can also just be cold filling. So this reel, and it's funny because it's made of carbon, but it also has a plastic top plate too. But this reel is one of the ones, and the Dark Wolf Ultra they got from AliExpress. Those things are like not cold filling. Most all of your other, you can kind of just tell. Like I'm down in my garage, and this reel I'd like to paint on. This reel doesn't really feel cold. Let me look. No, it's solid. Sometimes a paint can be enough of an insulator type thing to help. It's not great, but this one doesn't. I've been holding it too. The older Steez, but they don't really feel cold. And it could be. I don't know why they don't, but those don't really feel like cold. But I'm going to show you a reel that feels cold every time I grab it. Well, I'm going to show you two. Here's one right here, but it has a reason. This thing is like ice. Conquest, awesome reel, but you definitely don't want to really be out fishing in cold weather with that thing if you can avoid it. You can do it. You definitely want to put your gloves on and Like, oh man, that feels even colder than the Conquest, and I think it's that paint. I think somebody said it was like a titanium coated or something, which it's made out of metal. But that because this reel, I'm pretty sure I haven't taken it apart either, but I want you guys to see if you can look underneath there. Under the hood, you probably can't see in the light. I think this top part is plastic, but it's painted in that titanium coat of stuff. This reel just feels cold. It does kind of, once you start holding it, it doesn't stay cold filling for very long, but yeah. And if you probably just saw the fingerprints all over. All it takes is you grab that and it has a dirty look. That's only downside to the overall looks of that lose. It's an awesome looking reel. So we got the Elite, the combo to go. We've got, we got a lot of stuff. So I'm going to get out of here. Looked like we got a few new people. Hopefully you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more coming in. Before you go, I'm going to show you in case you missed the other two from earlier. We got our other combos that are pretty much completed. I'm just kind of working on others, but we've got the Steez Limited on our Super Destroyer. Crazy Lose Lady gave us the Elite handle assembly. So that matches up, looks awesome, works awesome. Already been fishing that year before last. And then the newest one that some of you guys are dogging me for, I fished this combo 2 years ago, but I've added the red stuff and the crazy big honking knobs. But that is the Poison Adrena with the Steez Limited. The 611, it's versatile, and now that I added those knobs, it's very versatile. I can throw anything I want except swim jigs. But if I did throw a swim jig, I could reel it in with those knobs. But actually, this combo, I think it looks pretty good and feels good in person, and I'm going to stick with it for now. Is it my best looking one? No, it's definitely one of the now that kind of stands out. So they see it and it's like, wow, that looks cool. And it feels real good. I'm telling you guys, I've spoiled myself. Once I got this reel on the Tequila Baccarat, and not even throwing the swim baits. Once I start throwing the chatterbaits, actually, I got it right here. I just haven't put it back up yet. Once I started fishing the big blade on the Tequila Baccarat and reeling it with this, that 100mm handle and these knobs, I'm like, wow, I'm missing something. Because that's an 8-to-1, but it almost felt like I was fishing, the bait was still moving fairly fast, but the ease of how I could just reel like slow, and then when I wanted to give it a little pop, it was quick. So yeah, it was just awesome. And I kind of spoiled myself to where I'm like, well, let's try it. So what I got coming is a few more of these, and I think I'm going to slowly work on making them just a little smaller, because I talked about it in another video, not in this one. If you look at these, I've already whittled them down a little. You see how that thing sticks out right there? I've already shaved that part off. There's a little trick to it to get them closer in so they don't stick out as far. And then I've shaved how they come. They don't come like this. They come more like a ball, kind of like this little dude does. And so I brought that down. But then what my next plan is to do away with these handles is to take, well, let me just show you. Then I'm definitely out of here, because plus now I got to go to the bathroom. I got to get out of here. My fireball's ice is melting. Is to take that off and see how much shorter that is, and then just bring that in a little bit and try to find an alternative for these, because I don't really need them. I think they would look better if they were sunken in instead of sticking out. See how they stick out on the edge? It looks okay. Some guys like it, some don't. I think it would look better if it was more like these, like a flush or just slightly in. But I also found out that the Abu Garcia knobs fit right on it. So technically, oh, look at this. I still got a gold. Look at all these parts I got lying around. I've still got where did they go? I could just take, now you have to, follow my vision I'm going with here. So if I basically sanded this, like rounded it off, see how it's got the little edge for this to fit in? You know, this fits right on there just right. So once you go, like there's no going back, right? It's like going full, what's his face off of Tropic Thunder. But then I could put these in. So imagine, now I didn't screw it in, but it does screw into there. So imagine if you had an internal cap and it was a little bit, you know, go in and then just down. Not a lot. So it's smaller than this, but it's still bigger than any of these you see, which is like what these are. So it's a little, so it's like in between. Oh, that fell out. But in between these two, and then, you know, just for my regular, you know, well, anywhere from medium, heavy, but not like swim bait stuff. And then stick with these for my little, you know, medium and light and BFS stuff. That's the plan. So stay tuned. We didn't even talk about this reel. We're not going to either. That reel may be going bye-bye. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's more to come. Thanks for joining me on Fireball Friday, and that's a wrap.